Strive for improvement, time for the blueprint. Minds to elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. Only scratch the surface, know this call is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up, let's grow.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening wherever you're at, guys. This episode is special for a bunch of different reasons. One, we have Mr. Richard here from Buzzkill Insect Control and Fertilization. But besides that, this is episode 80. And on top of that being episode 80, if you are watching us on YouTube, we have a new studio. For the industry, something fresh, something different to really kick it up 10, 20 notches from where we were and bring just beauty to what we do. So with that being said, guys, I want to introduce Mr. Richard to you guys. What he does is insect control outside, so pest control outside. So think you guys doing landscapings, all the outdoor stuff. You guys need someone that can come through that's on point. This is someone that we can appoint to be able to do that type of work for you. And we're going to hear his story today. We're going to hear all about how he got into it, what he's learned, and what he touches exactly. So what's up, my bro?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming, bro.
I didn't see the old studio, but this looks beautiful. It's nice.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
Well, we can take you to the old one. No, out with the old. Yeah, out with the old and with the new. No, the old one now is a office for someone else.
Of course.
So talk to me, bro.
Repurpose.
You've been doing insect pest control for a while, for 20 years.
About 15 years.
About 15 years. 15 years. You got in it by going and working at another landscape company.
Yep.
They said, hey, we want to start doing insect control outside. And you're like, hey, I want to jump in.
They already had the crew, the team, but one of the technicians ended up causing a lot of damage on one of the properties.
A lot of damage in which way?
So I guess he must have sprayed the wrong thing.
Ooh.
He must have,
a Roundup on all the plants? Something like that?
A lot of people don't realize that even the selective herbicides that we put down on the grass to kill those weeds, if you're not careful and you tank mix on top of that mix, you can cause damage to shrubs and all that stuff. And I think that's what happened.
Oh, wow. So they didn't. Yeah, guys, once you have one tank that has any type of weed kill, that is what that tank is married to.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Oh, wow.
I was pushing the weed eater. They came up to me. I was one of the only guys on the crew that spoke English. And they said, hey, Richard, do you want the shot? Do you want an opportunity? And I said, well, what do their paychecks look like? They showed me one of the paychecks, and I said, let's do it.
Let's go.
And that's it. I haven't looked back. Yeah, the rest is history.
So you fell in love with it, and this is your niche. Like you said, I don't do inside homes. Nope. I don't do none of that. I only stick to the outdoor pests.
Lawn and ornamental.
Which is all aphids and thrips and whitefly.
Whitefly.
And all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Basically what we deal with here. We deal with the same type of stuff here.
We deal with everything in South Florida. It's crazy. The year that I decided to do the pest control was the year that the fig whitefly hit South Florida, big time, which was, I want to say, 2007, 2008.
That was when the poor ficus benjamina, I did a post on it the other day.
That's when the ficus just took a dump. Took a dump.
Everybody was ripping them out.
We used to do properties on the beach with that company I worked with, and you would see everybody on the beach had a ficus benjamina as a privacy hedge for the front of the house. Beautiful, easy to trim, very tight.
Tight hedge.
And when this hit and we drove down the beach, it was skeletons. You could see straight through, and the people were like, hey, wait a minute. This isn't what I signed up for. Yeah. And it was bad. But that was the year that I started doing pest control.
So what did you do during that time? Did you fight to... Well, no, that was you working at this place.
Yeah.
What did you guys do to, like, let's say, what was your strategy to try to get clients in to be able to take care of the problem? Was it all spray?
No, that was an easy, it was an easy sell because people, remember, this was brand new. Okay. We had never dealt with something like this in South Florida.
A pandemic.
It was like like a pandemic. Yeah. So people just wanted to hear, I can fix it. They didn't, for the most part, didn't care about the price. When this happened, I remember the company, Bear, came down because they're the ones that sell Merit. They came down and they were giving us, price points. Oh, you can sell $7 per linear foot to do a systemic root drench. Mm-hmm. And we're thinking, well, that's crazy. 100-foot ficus, which would literally take you 20, 30 gallons of product, $700. Like nobody's gonna pay that.
Oh, it was too much.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, but when you look at what it costs to replace the hedge, it's
yeah,
a lot cheaper.
Of course, of course. But you know that we found other methods. There's other chemicals that.
Can you guys use Criterium or no?
No. I don't know if Criterium is labeled for residential.
Residential.
Yeah,
because we can use it.
Yeah.
And that's a little powder. It's real cheap, and we apply it at the bottom of the plant.
Yeah.
And they'll never have whitefly. And and we use it too on like viburnum odors.
Okay.
Viburnum suspensum.
Okay.
All of those. It's for aphids, and thrip. And the whitefly.
And it's what is it?
It's a powder.
It lasts that long?
Yeah, it turns into like a little cake on top of the water.
Okay.
And it just sits there for like a couple months.
No.
And then you can put more and you can apply if you need.
Nice. No, and the biggest issue that we're having now is that everybody fell in love with the imidacloprid.
Okay.
Everybody fell in love with it, so everybody's using it. So now you have a resistance buildup.
So the whitefly, they like it now.
They love it. For them, it's like Cheerios. They love it. They love it. It doesn't, it's not as effective. Before, you used to be able to do a systemic root drench, and that drench would last 6 months, depending on how much of the product you put in your tank. But now, if you get a month, 2 months, if you get any control, you're lucky.
So now you guys are switching between chemicals.
You have to.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't understand the importance of alternating your products.
Okay.
They don't.
But I guess that's not their job, though. That's your job.
For sure.
That's your job.
For sure.
Your job is you set up a maintenance plan.
Yep.
And that's it. They never deal with the problem again.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the deal with that. So you guys, you do a lot of landscape outdoor.
Yes.
So a landscaper does a beautiful landscape install, and they want to maintain it. The landlord wants to maintain it, or the maintenance crew wants to maintain it. You guys come in.
Yep.
And you offer like a monthly package.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So the way I do it is I don't like contracts. I don't like forcing people into stuff. So everything I do is a la carte. If I come to your house and I tell you, or if I come to your job site and I tell you, look, this is going to be the price to do everything. That doesn't mean you have to do everything. If you want to just do the grass, let me know. We'll make your grass beautiful. If you want to just treat the ficus hedge, let me know. We can keep the ficus hedge beautiful. You have the spiraling whitefly and the phantasma scale. Now
that's what you're seeing right now.
That's what we're seeing right now.
What's the phantasma scale?
So it's very similar to the spiraling whitefly as how it looks on the bottom of the leaf, especially with the coconut palms. But you're seeing it on arecas and other palms. You'll see just like some white spots on the bottom of the frond. And when you pull it closer, you'll notice that there's no spiral, which is what we were used to with the spiraling whitefly.
So there's no spiral.
Yeah, no whitefly, but it's the scale. And that's pretty
much
what we're dealing with.
Is that a residue, or is that a bacteria, or what is that?
No, it's an insect. It's a scale insect. Yeah, similar treatment.
What do they do to the plant?
You can see the bottom of the leaf start turning yellow.
Okay.
Like they'll start just sucking. So scale insects, whitefly, aphids, they do to the plant material what mosquitoes do to us. So they hit the leaflet with the they hit the leaflet with the piercing sucking parts, and then they suck out the nutrition. So then you start to see yellow right where they're at, and then they spread like wildfire.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now you need to learn also, like you need to know when they multiply.
Oh yeah.
When all that happens, so you know when to spray, when to come in. Yep. All of that. I've learned a lot of that now. We have a grower on site, and he'll be like, look, man, this is how we're going to attack it. They have babies at night. They do this at this time. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, we're going to get them right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it. If you have to nip it in the bud.
There's a science.
If it gets out of control, then you're talking big money to fix.
Yeah. That's what's interesting, because there's a lot of guys that do outdoor pest control, but do they know what's really happening? Do they know the insect? I feel like you got to be obsessed with the insect.
You have to.
So then you know how to treat them.
Yeah.
Because it's not just go and apply. Because you can go and apply, but you might be applying at the wrong time, the wrong temperature, the wrong rate, the wrong everything.
Yep.
And you have, that's why you got to hire a professional.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So someone that does landscapes like this, landscape guys that let's say buy products from us and from other nurseries, they can reach out to you.
Of course.
And say, hey, dude, we have this house. I want you to jump on. This is what it is.
Yeah.
And then like problems, all of that stuff. You guys have, what do you guys have? You have trucks that go and spray?
Yeah.
And drench?
Yep. Right now it's just one truck. Right now it's just me.
Okay.
I'm getting my new truck. I've been lucky enough that I've been in business for a year now with this company.
Congrats.
Thank you. Licensed for 15 years, so I don't want anybody to think that he's only been in business for a year. But in that year, I've made a lot of good connections with a lot of good landscapers. So I'm now going to be upgrading my truck. I ordered it about eight weeks ago, so it should be here within the next week or so.
What is it, like an Isuzu or something?
The Isuzu, yeah. That's what I've been waiting for. I plan on probably dropping a tier when I get the truck in my hands.
Where'd you get it from?
Truck Max.
Truck Max, okay.
Yeah,
They set it up for you how you wanted it?
They're setting it up, yeah, which is what I like about them, because you tell them, I want 100 split tanks. I want the storage cabinets.
And you can finance everything.
Everything you finance through them, and
that's going to be awesome, bro.
It's going to be great.
What have you learned? What have you learned in this past year? Now you, let's say, going on your own versus how things were where you were. Because you were at one company doing this for 14 years, and now you're doing it on your own. Yeah.
Well, I've been with a variety of different companies.
Okay. So what are you doing differently that you've seen, or what have you learned that today you're set up so much better than where you were?
You know, it's different. It's definitely different. When you're on your own, you can actually take the time to diagnose something, as opposed to when you're working with a company. Like, they're time crunched. They want you, hey, hurry up. You haven't figured that out yet? What are you waiting for? What's wrong? What's this? What's that? And I can't work that way. Like, I like to take my time to make sure the job gets done right, because the last thing you want is a callback. Okay. You know, the last thing you want as a landscaper dealing with your customer, the homeowner, is a homeowner saying, hey, you sent this guy over here, but we're still seeing problems. Nothing's changed. And then now you look bad, you know, as the point of contact. The homeowner themselves, I don't come in contact with, but I treat every situation like if I'm dealing with the homeowner, because the landscaper is my customer.
Okay. So most of your clients are landscapers?
Yeah, I have a good amount of landscape customers that I deal with them directly. You know, if a homeowner has a question, call me, no problem.
Yeah. Well, they see your truck; it's wrapped. You can't hide.
Yeah, you can't hide that. But it's it's a good relationship, man. The relationship between the landscapers, the lawn and ornamental pest control, even the irrigation guys, it's important. It's key.
It's crucial.
It's crucial
that everybody works seamless.
Yeah, and not just pointing the fingers. Yeah. Because you have irrigation guys that will tell you, oh, no, it's too much water, or you're not putting enough water, or it needs to be this, it needs to be that. If you can work together and understand the situation, like, hey, look, let's turn this zone on. Let's start the system at 5 a.m. as opposed to 3 a.m. Because 3 a.m, that water's sitting in that grass too long, and you're going to get brown patch fungus, which we're getting to the season.
Root decay.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting to the season. Fungus season is almost here.
No, it's here.
Yeah,
We have rain, 5 hours straight. And dude, it's rough, man. We got to spray and blow the whole nursery.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's rough. It's a lot. It's a lot of work that goes into it.
I bet.
So that what you said, bro, is so important, man. Like, think about it. You're just doing bug control and fertilization, making sure the plants are good. You're basically the doctor out there.
That's it.
You're the doctor, but you got to still work with the irrigation guy, because you can't go touch his clocks, because then he's going to get upset because now it's off of what he put or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So having that point of contact, even to the point where you can build a relationship with them, where now, let's say they have it set up through Rainbird.
Yeah.
Or they have it on an app. Now you can tap into the app, and now you have access to it.
Yeah.
That gives you access to be able to just have more control.
Yeah.
Having that, let's say, brotherhood in a way. Where there's that trust.
Yeah.
There's that respect. There's all of those things, and now you can come in and do what you have to do as
your
the doctor.
business partners.
Basically.
Yeah, basically.
And you guys all run your own operations out of your own LLCs or your own S corps or C corps, but you guys can work together.
And you still depend on each other.
Yeah. No, I've seen that a lot. I've seen that in, like, we supply different landscapers, that the guys that they use to do the hardscape lighting, the guys that they use to do the driveways, the pools, everybody's the same. It's all the same people. They just bounce from house to house to house because they work very, very well together.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's one dude that basically put them all together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One bad job can make or break you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
So now also you do the fertilization. That's another big thing.
Yeah.
Because landscapers can go and throw fertilizer. You guys can go do all that stuff. But are you doing it correctly? Are you applying the right amount? Yep. Is it the right fertilizer? Does it work for every plant? Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And one thing that we teach here is accountability.
Yeah, big time.
So especially when you have clients spending 10, 20, 50, $1,000 yearly on maintenance for their properties. You want to make sure it's done right, and you have to have someone accountable.
You have to.
You don't want to have it fall on yourself just to make that extra buck right now.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it. Trust me. That quick money is gone fast, and it hurts.
Quick. Yep.
It hurts later.
Yep. Big time. Big time.
So having someone you can have accountable is priceless, bro.
Yep.
So you come in and you can beautify an existing landscaping that maybe is not up to par, or it's been a little neglected. You can come in and say, all right, maintenance guys, trim all this back. We're going to fertilize this. I'm going to do this. You're going to do this. And like that, you guys can team up and revive something.
Yeah. I will never go to a property and tell the landscape guys, hey, trim this down. I stay in my lane.
I know, but I'm saying if you guys are coming together to make something happen for the client,
for sure.
And let's say they're not, so clinically and coordinated when it comes to how to revive something.
For sure.
Because not every landscaper knows how to revive a plant.
I agree.
Or what, we get landscapers that they buy shaded product for the sun.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later it's
sunburn.
Burnt. And then it's like, hey man, no, that came from the shade.
Yep.
So like us, we expect them to know that.
Yeah.
But that's not how it is.
It's not how
what
it is.
we know or what you know, someone else doesn't know. You can't expect anything. So that's where education comes in.
Yep.
And that's why I'm saying, like, you can call somebody out and say, look, man, I can't fertilize this. You got to trim it back first. Let's wait 2 weeks. And then we'll fertilize it because it's not worth it.
It's opening up the trees, letting more sunlight in. Customers, you'd be surprised. The majority of homeowners love green, lush grass. Like, that's what they want. And the beauty of Miami is that every homeowner is competing with their neighbor or the guy down the street.
Yeah, they want to have a nice house.
His grass is a little bit greener than mine. What is he doing? Nobody sprays his yard, so why is his look good?
For me, it's so when your friends come over or the kids' parents come over, the house looks crispy.
Yeah, and they say, man, I was doing a lady's house a couple of weeks ago, and another lady, the house is in Coral Gables, was walking her dog, and she goes, oh, the landscape looks beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. That's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do.
What does something like that run on a house like that?
So it really depends on how much landscape you have.
Everything depends.
Because you have if I'm using one, let's say I'm using one full tank,
you charge
100 gallons.
You charge by tank and time.
I try to I know I can do about 20,000 square feet of lawn with my tank with 100 gallons. With everything that I add into my tank mix, what sets me apart is that not a lot of the other pest control landscape fertilization guys like to invest the money into what they put down on that ground. And there's a lot of little additives that you can add into that tank aside from just insect control, aside from just fungus control.
At the same time.
At the same time. When you have fungus in your grass, the only thing you want to really make sure you don't do is add nitrogen, because the nitrogen will feed that fungus and cause that fungus to explode. But you can add nutrients to the grass. You can add, manganese or iron, stuff like that. That's not going to enhance that fungus. There's a lot of little things like humic acid. I mean, it's vital, but everything you add costs money. So whereas a standard tank mix, let's just say, might be $50. I'm just throwing that number out there. If you add all the little things that you should be adding, the potassium, the extra this, the extra that, I mean, now you're at about $90, $100 in your tank. Not a lot of guys want to do that because they're either scared to charge what they should be charging, and they're scared people are going to say, no, that's too much money. I can have True Green come do it for $65. But True Green is going to come put 20, 20, 20 down and maybe a little bit of cross check, and you're not going to be happy.
And I'm sorry. I've dealt with all those big companies. And at the end of the day, when you're dealing with an owner operator, it's another game.
Yeah, big time.
The passion you have and the knowledge you have withstands any tech.
Big time.
I'm sorry not to knock any techs out there. I'm sure there's a lot of very good, smart ones.
I was a tech at one point.
Yeah, a lot of good, smart ones. But it's different when you're risking your future in a different way. It's different when you're tech. It falls on the company, and you get fired, you go get another job tomorrow.
That's it. Yeah.
It's different.
It definitely 100%.
It's different.
100%.
Man.
It's just like,
it's your reputation.
It's your reputation.
Sure, it's right.
Your integrity, your reputation, it means something to you. When I pull up to a yard that I started, didn't look as good as it could look, and then I pull up after 6 months and I see the difference, I feel good. You know, especially with the grass, because like I said, grass is something you can see. You know, when you're treating a damaged lawn, the bounce back is a lot quicker than, you know, a palm that may have some micronutrient deficiencies. You know, royal palms shoot out maybe 2 or 3 new fronds per year. You have to wait for those new fronds to come out before you start to see the improvement. So you're talking 3-4 months before you see any improvement. And you got to hope, if that spike had already started while you do the treatment, now you have to wait for that spike to come out and the next one.
See, this is the thing. So those little things, what I've come to find out and learn is the little things make all the impact.
Big time.
So you knowing that and you saying that, now you go and say that with whoever you're standing in front of, either the landlord or the homeowner or the guy that contracted you, the landscape company. Dude, it's going to put you on another level, man, because you might save them money and say, hey, look, we can't do it right now. We got to wait 2 months. When that front shoots up, call me.
Yeah.
For real. And you know this because you can make the money today to bang it out and make money for you, but that's not what you're after. You're after doing the right thing and compounding.
The longevity.
The compounding positivity.
Yeah, that's it.
So, man, I really like that. That right there is hands down is priceless.
Yeah, I did so I have a house on the beach, very prominent figure, you know, big house, big job. The guy's got ficus benjamina all around his house. A guy that I, you know, helped out before, he does the pest control for the neighbor. I'm not going to say every one of my customers is a high-end customer because that's not, you know. But I do have a handful, and I've learned that customers, they like that privacy, you know, aspect of it. Like, you know, when I go to service their house, I'm not looking in the windows, even as I walk by to spray. I focus on what, big time. You know, I focus on what I'm there to do, and that's it. And if they let me into that next level, great. You know, no problem.
How did you get into that prestige top 1% client? How'd that happen?
So I used to work at Site One. I was telling you, working at Site One really helped me out because I got to meet a lot of the landscapers that are on, you know, ground zero that are working, and I got to meet a lot of property managers that were doing the work before. So he would come in and buy products, and I would say, hey, what are you dealing with? Okay, well, use this, try this, do that. And he was getting results. What happened at this place was I applied for an assistant manager position, but they had started out some initiative where they wanted us to call customers that hadn't come in, cold call.
Okay.
Existing
customers, but they haven't bought in a while.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Cold call.
Okay.
I've worked in call centers before. I don't like cold calling. I know how I act when people...
Yeah, you're busy. Respect
I'm
them.
busy. I don't want
time.
Exactly.
Set an appointment.
So I said, no, I'm not going to cold call. That's not part of my job description. That's not what I applied for. Because of that decision, I got overlooked for the assistant manager position because of that.
Okay.
So that kind of catapulted me to start my own business. Because I said, well, forget this then. When this gentleman found out that I was starting my own business, he said, when you leave, call me.
So the reason he gave you an opportunity is because you came through every time for him.
Because every time. And so
with no intention for yourself.
No, never. You know, because
you were working somewhere.
Yeah, you know, and it's helping. You know, plus at this time in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna move up in this company because my customer service is impeccable. My product knowledge is fairly decent. I fit in. You know, and I'm helping these customers. I'm an asset. I thought I was an asset. So I'm helping them just so I can continue moving up this corporate ladder, just to find out that corporate said, no, you didn't want to make outgoing calls, go back down. You know what I mean? So he looked out and he took a chance, brought me onto this property. And so one of the guys that I would help out does the other side of the property. So I'm spraying my ficus once a month. He sprays that ficus every 7 to 10 days.
Oh, wow.
But he's using an oil-based product. So I'm not sure if you've heard of or ever used Bifin XTS.
No.
So it's just a bifenthrin product, right? But it's oil-based.
Okay.
It's 90-something degrees outside. If you're spraying any oil-based product every 7 to 10 days, you're going to burn the hedge. You're going to burn whatever it is you're spraying.
It's like putting the tanning oil.
That's it. Exactly. And
on your skin.
They don't realize it. Yeah. So.
And that was a tech doing it, or that was the actual guy?
That's another owner.
Another owner.
It's an owner of another company.
Oh.
Yeah. So his property, I guess he had a conversation with his property manager. Mind you, these two houses share one ficus down the middle.
Yeah.
The rest of the ficus on the property looks great. That one down the middle is struggling. So he got a hold of his property manager, who got a hold of the property managers on my side. They had some powwow, and the ones on my side called me for a conference call, and they say, well, you know, they're saying they're spraying every 7 to 10 days. And I said, listen, it doesn't benefit me to tell you this. It benefits me to tell you, yeah, we need to spray every 7 to 10 days because that means I get to charge you.
Pocket.
Yeah, definitely.
But not your reputation.
Definitely. I get to bill you every 7 to 10 days, you know, this dollar amount to do this. I said, but you don't need to do that. Trust me when I tell you what we're doing on our side is the right thing. We don't need just 7 to 10 days. And listen, they were ecstatic. The guy who brought me in there, the property manager, he's like the grounds manager.
Okay.
He said, man, they're super happy with you. They are so happy with you. Thank you, Rich. And for me, that's great. Yeah. Because now I know that the main office believes in me. So I know I haven't met the owner. I haven't met this gentleman. But I'm sure that if everybody around is happy with the work I'm doing, he's happy. It'll you know, when they don't speak, when you don't hear anything,
that's good.
That's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's when you hear about them every day. That's when.
No, but that's good. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm talking about. It's not about, like, you guys listening, man. It's not about the today.
No.
It's about the tomorrow and the forever. You know, and relationships and coming through and not looking out for your pockets today is what makes a huge difference in building positive, strong relationships.
Big time.
You know, I told the guy the other day, he came to the nursery, looked at everything, and he's just in shock. And I told him, I said, man, you know, to get here, I've lost twice as much as what I've made. And he looks at me. He's probably still thinking about what I told him.
Yeah.
Because you have to lose to get here, or you have to give up, give up what, let's say, what your pocket would want, or what someone else would tell you got to go after.
Big time.
To come through for the people around you in different ways.
Big time.
So, like, I don't know, man, when it comes to what you do, the knowledge that you provide, and just being, you know, the way you are, is what helps you stand out amongst everybody else.
Big time.
Back to what you were talking about starting the first year. What else have you learned this first year? Because you're a new business. There's a lot of guys listening that are new. They're trying to grasp fire information to continue to grow what they got going on, other than just making contacts.
Yeah.
And having contacts on their list. What else have you learned, man? You jumping in from working out on the field for somebody else, learning and seeing the things that you liked and disliked, and now you get to implement that into your own thing. How's that been?
So I'll do you one better. Before jumping into what I've learned in my first year, anybody that is playing with the idea of starting their own business, but they're scared to make that jump, like, do it. Don't be scared. Like, don't second guess yourself. Don't, there's always going to be, good and bad. Don't second guess yourself. If you feel that strongly about what it is you think you can bring to the table, do it. Because the person you're working for took that leap, and look at them now, and they might not know, which usually is the case. They might not know half of what you know. And so you can be that much better. It took a while for me to take that leap. Like I told you, I've licensed probably 2 of the bigger local landscape companies down here in South Florida. And then I licensed a pretty big company down in the Keys. And they will never appreciate you as much as you will appreciate yourself once you're doing it for yourself. So, any new business, or anybody that's thinking of starting a new business, just do it. Don't fight yourself too much. Sometimes our biggest downfall is ourselves. Like, our biggest enemy is ourselves and our negative thinking. And you have to fight that person off. You have to fight yourself in order to achieve what you want to achieve.
It's a mental battle.
Big time. The biggest battle you will ever face is going to be that mental battle in your head, because your subconscious is going to tell you, man, but what about this? You got to pay that $900 truck. You got to pay your $1,600, $1,700 mortgage. You got to pay this. You're comfortable at a job that 40 hours a week, you're going to get that check at the end of the week. So it's scary to leave that, and go for a maybe. but that maybe could become the biggest thing that you ever do. You know, in my first year, there's no off button. That's what I've learned. I've worked Saturdays, I've worked Sundays. I do work for another big landscape company that they do a lot of work in Key West. They landscape houses and but communities and stuff like that. And a lot of times, if the builders are still there, they're painting the outside, they're doing final touches, you can't really go spray.
Yeah.
So I'll take it upon myself and say, hey, listen, can I go on a Sunday and take care of it? Because nobody's there.
Yeah.
The only one out there working is me. And they'll say, it's Sunday, but go for it. No problem. And I'm out there. There is no off button. If a customer calls me at 8 o'clock at night because they're worried about something, my phone doesn't stop. They text me all the time and they call me all the time. No problem. Call me. I'm going to answer because that customer is going to appreciate that.
Well, it's your responsibility.
Well, after hours, my responsibilities are done.
Well, it depends who it is.
But
you know, it depends.
It depends on how far you want to go.
Yeah.
And how good of how good you want to do. You know, if you want to be great, you have to answer that call.
Yeah.
You know, if you just want to be, you know, you just want to get by, yeah, they can wait till tomorrow. You know, for the most part, your customers are going to be okay waiting for tomorrow. But I'm trying to be great.
Yeah.
So my calls get answered, you know. If I'm asleep and I don't hear it, hey, sorry,
Yeah,
you know,
sorry.
I'll get you first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But for the most part, no, I get messages 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at nighttime. And if I'm awake, yeah, I'll respond. No problem at all.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it is, man. Like for me, a lot of these people that I get to still service and I'm still taking care of those accounts, they're my boys, man.
Yeah.
You know, so if they call me at 9 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
it's because there is a problem.
Yeah.
Because they're not just gonna call me at 9 o'clock at night just because.
Just because.
It's gonna be an issue
Yeah.
that they think is
Of course.
relative enough to call me at
Of
that
course.
time.
Of
So I have
course.
to respect that.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that I want to just bring up right now, you know, I don't know where you are mentally when it comes to hiring staff, because one day you will have to. Everything that you disliked and the fact that you had to make cold calls and you weren't appreciative that you didn't get that next managerial position and you didn't get to climb, all that happened for a reason, bro. And one of the biggest reasons that I see, you know, just from hearing your story is you're going to be able to impact other kids' lives
Yeah.
that jump on board with you. You know, you said you're a father of 4, you're a grandfather now. Think about the impact that you're going to be able to give, where even if someone wants to, like you say, jump and just go, maybe it's not jump and just go. Maybe it's jump and go work somewhere where you're appreciated.
Sure. Of course.
You know, go jump and work somewhere where now you can make an impact
Yeah.
as an employee and now open a whole nother stream. You know, like there's so much more than what we think.
Yeah.
You know, and then going through, like they say, that darkness, that's why you go negative mode.
Yeah.
Your mind goes into what can happen because you don't know what's going to happen.
Fear.
So it instantly negative when you can literally have a bright light lit from the second you start if you think that way. I know that whoever comes and works with you, they're going to be taught well just by
Yeah.
sitting next to you, bro, and listening to how you are. You can't fake this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You know, so like someone can reach out and get a JOB, even if you're not ready. This is going to grow you, man.
Yeah.
You're going to grow because now you're going to have to be accountable for someone else,
Yeah.
for what they're doing, the mistakes they might make, and then how do you treat that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's scary, man, because again, working at Site One, techs come in and out all day. These companies come in and out all day. I've
Meaning that
never.
they switch staff.
Well, they switch staff, but they always come in and buy and whatnot.
Okay.
And
People coming into the stores.
yeah, you're selling them these products. You know, people hearing what they go through out there. You know, I had a guy tell me, I'm looking to hire somebody, but you know, I'm going to start him at $14 an hour, and I'm thinking, $14 an hour to do what? To do pest control and fertilization? I said, man,
That's rough.
That's rough, bro.
Well,
Like,
think about the errors he's gonna have.
but
Well, I was just talking with Eddie right now during lunch. I was like, dude, less than $200 a day, it's hard to live.
it's crazy.
I'm
It's
saying
crazy.
less than $200 right now
Yeah.
a day as one human is you have to that needs to be like a minimum.
Yeah, yeah.
Which at $14 you got to work 14 hours.
I was talking to another technician. I said, bro, this guy came in today and he was like, oh, I got to start somebody. I'm going to start him at 14. And the guy looks at me and goes, well, this guy pays me 12. And I said, wow, man. I have a helper right now on my truck that he just helps me pull the spray hose. He puts the flags out for me. I start him at 15, but he's young. He lives with his parents. He's good. But he doesn't do any of the spraying. He doesn't do none of that stuff.
He doesn't have the high risk.
He doesn't have any of that stuff. He just helped me pull this 300-foot hose and put the flags before I spray the grass. But I'm at the point now where I'm I'm going to be bringing in somebody. My son does AC work. He's an AC tech. I put him through the AC school when I realized college wasn't for him.
Make him a blue collar, baby.
Yeah, because AC work is always going to be there, right?
Especially in Florida.
Exactly. But now he's in a position where he's not happy what he's doing. I want him to start his own business.
Why is he not? He's not happy with where he's working at.
Yeah, he's not happy with. I mean, again, when it's corporate world, you know, it's there's a lot of hoops that you have to hop through. You know.
I know, but that's put on a pedestal, bro.
Yeah, well,
you know, think about it. American dream is you go work at a big corporation,
and that's where they got it wrong.
The white picket fence.
That's where they got it wrong, bro. That's where they got it wrong. So I want him to start his own business. So I told him, I said, listen, come work with me. This is what I can pay you. Since you know AC work, create your business, create your business cards, create your shirts, get yourself going. But work with me so you're making money while you're building your business. You know, and I think that's going to help me out a lot.
Does he have bills and stuff? How old is he?
Oh, yeah. No, he's 23 years old. He lives in an efficiency up in Broward.
Okay.
No, he's
got his own thing rolling already.
Yeah, so and he's the one that made me a grandfather. So, you know, he has a daughter. So it's very important. You know what I mean? Like we were talking outside and about how kids change us, you know, and it's true. You know, kids make you
a man.
They make you a man, and every kid after that makes you a little bit better. You know, my son was my first, and I probably wasn't the best number one parent. I did the best that I could, but with every kid, you learn a little bit.
It makes you more responsible.
It does,
and then it also teaches you how to sacrifice.
Big time.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah, because sacrifice.
You're no longer first.
Yeah, and you should never be first.
Yeah.
Like, let's get that right.
Yeah.
You know, we're put on earth to serve.
Yeah.
If you follow Jesus, we're here to serve others.
Yeah.
So it is. But kids for me have taught me discipline. They've taught me that I am last on the list, bro.
Yeah, big time. You know, as long as everybody's eating, I'm happy. And I take that into the business too, because if the landscaper brings me onto their property and I do a good job, that customer is going to be happy with that landscaper and give them more work. So that landscaper keeps eating. They brought me to that table, so now I get to eat from that table. And as long as I keep doing good work, everybody keeps eating. Everybody gets to eat. To me, that's very important.
You're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Big time.
And when you realize that, then that's when work becomes a way to give back.
Yeah.
A way to bless others.
Yeah.
For real, man.
No, I love helping landscapers.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man.
I love it.
It's not about you and what you're going to make. It's about the impact you can make and leave. Like, just like when you get employees, dude, you can change their lives.
Yeah.
For real.
No, you were talking about the fertilizing. And so it's easy for a landscaper to get a fertilizer license. All you have to do is take your best management practice course, University of Florida. If anybody doesn't know, I know you probably know about the aphids office right there on 187th and 288th Street. Yeah. Any landscaper can go there, take this class. It's a BMP class. They have it in English and in Spanish. You take the class, you take the test, and you get your fertilization license. So now you can have fertilizer on your truck, you know, as long as you're within the you know, not the blackout periods, and you're fine. You're good to go. And I'll tell landscapers that, hey man, go get this license. That's another avenue of revenue for you, because now you can charge for fertilizing. Yeah. You know, fertilizing, I do it. I don't mind doing it. It's part of what I do. But my favorite thing about what I do is the spraying, like seeing the results of the spray. You know, the granular fertilizer is really maintaining the beauty of a plant, but fixing it, getting it to that point is where I thrive. Yeah. So I'll tell the landscapers, look, go get this license, which other guys in this industry that do what I do won't do that. They want all of it. No, I'll fertilize. I'll do this. No. You want to fertilize? You've been doing it. Keep doing it. But do this that way. If an inspector stops you, you're safe. You're legit. You don't have any problems. Take this class. Go do this. And they love it, because it's rare that you come across somebody like that. You know, that's going to point you in the right direction of how to do stuff the right way yourself.
Well, all of that is what I was talking about, compounding positivity. You know, you go doing that today over here and tomorrow, and every single day you do that. And by time 10 years go by, times 365 days, you have made an impact 3, 4, 5,000 times in 10 years. And what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. and I do it because it wasn't done for me.
So that's something like something that you want to break, and you want to.
Yeah. There's one guy out there that I appreciate. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that I work with that I appreciate, but there's a gentleman out there, Douglas Pest Control, very good. And when I was working for all these different companies, no matter what company I worked for, he would answer the phone. Hey, Doug, another buddy of mine, Martinez Spray Service, Fred, what is this? What is that? And they always, those two guys always answer the phone for me.
And they always helped you out.
Always helped me out. They were always on their own. They own their own businesses. To this day, they still own their own businesses, but they always answer the phone. You know, they always answer the phone, gave me solid advice. So I do the same thing for all my buddies that do what I do. There's a few guys out there that if they call me, I won't answer the phone. Yeah. And there's a few guys out there.
That's all reputation.
It's reputation, you know, but there's guys out there that when I left Site One, where I was the guy giving them advice because I was getting paid to do that. Once I left, that's it. Their whole demeanor changed when it came to Richard. Now Richard wasn't the nice guy at the store that was giving them advice. Now Richard's
competition.
Now he's competition. And there's so much work out here. Yeah. Like there's more work than any one man company can handle. Yeah. You know, so I just
plenty, bro.
Plenty. There's enough for everybody.
And what you do is what guides you to have either more work or less work.
That's it.
What do you see for the future of the industry when it comes to pest control? Like what issues do you see, or what things do you see when it comes to technology, staffing?
A lot has happened in the past 2 years with a lot of big companies. You have big companies like, you know, I don't want to plug nobody, but you have
big companies.
You have like 1-2-3. You have Plant Healthcare. You have Eastern Exterminators. Those are the three bigger companies, power exterminators.
Plant Healthcare got purchased. I heard they got purchased.
That's exactly where I'm going. Yeah. Plant Healthcare got purchased by the same company that purchased Eastern Exterminators. And somebody told me that that same company purchased Power Exterminators.
Okay, so this is a private equity firm?
This is a big,
like a big group.
Big group,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's common.
Yeah, and then you have another company that bought 1-2-3,
okay,
which is another big company. And what's been happening is a good thing for people like me. It's been a trickle down. When these big corporations come in and buy, they don't care if the customer's grass looks good. They care about that margin. Are we making 50-60% margin? We're not. This is where I was telling you, okay, don't put this product in there. Don't put this in there. When you go do this yard, just stick to the basics, and that's it. The customers start to see the decline, you know, and
my mind's going. They are going to be, they'll run the middle class market, dude.
Oh yeah.
Those people will run the middle class market. So if you guys are in a middle class market doing what you're doing, spraying or anything like that, it's going to be easier for you to climb up higher. Because the people at the top, they know what type of service they're getting from who.
Yeah.
And it's going to be easier for you to stand out and become higher in the niche and touch that top 3% earner, you know, portfolio.
Yeah.
Because you're that hands-on.
Yeah.
It's different, man.
Big time.
It's a big difference.
Time. They're taking that true green. Sorry, man. They're taking that true green model. The majority of customers that come to me from a true green all have the same story. Oh, I had the little ticket on my door that they were here, but my Ring camera didn't go off, so they didn't do nothing. They all they did was put the tag on the door. Sure, it's only $50 a spray.
Or let's say they spray. Let's say they spray something. It might not be applied properly.
Oh, big time.
You know, are they gonna circle back around? Did the guy that applied last time, did he check to see if, you know, next 30 days if it worked?
Yeah, and usually it's not even the same guy.
Yeah, it's not.
They rotate. I know why they rotate their technicians on these properties, because they don't want these technicians to build up a following from these customers. You know, if I'm a technician at a company and I've been spraying your house for a year straight and you're happy with my work, and I tell you, hey, I'm starting my own business, you're going to be inclined to say, hey, well, Richard, sign me up. I'm going to stay with you. Yeah. So to avoid that, to go against that, they just rotate technicians. And now
they don't want relationships to be built.
They don't want the relationships. They don't want you building a rapport with your customers.
So that's one of the biggest things you're seeing now in the future now.
And I think it's going to be great for the technicians like myself, because as long as we keep that, as long as we stay true to what we do, you know, every good technician out there is a technician because they love what they do. You know, they enjoy seeing the green plants. They enjoy seeing the trees. They enjoy seeing all that stuff. As long as we don't lose sight of that, we're going to excel
all the time
in what we do.
You'll stand out.
Big time.
Yeah, you can't be scared of what's going on. You got to pivot and be confident and move strongly.
Yeah, change with the change.
Yeah, change with the change. So that's the biggest thing you're seeing.
Yeah, big time, right? That's been the news that has kind of rocked my side of the industry lately, is all those buyouts, man. And we're seeing that a lot. My buddy Patrick, he owns Trimscape. Now just sold that pretty decent sized landscape company to another big landscape company. You know, so a lot of buyouts.
And there's a lot of non-competes too, like a 3-year period.
Oh yeah.
Where if you do get bought out, because I know a few people that have already been bought out, they're getting good money, man. They're getting a few $1 million, you know, $2, $3, $4 million. But you can't go back into the field. You can't even touch the industry for 3 years. So it basically kills a lot of opportunity. You can go into the industry, but through a different stream. You can't go direct with what you were doing.
Yeah.
You can't build that competition, you know, with them, you know, out of respect. But I see a lot of opportunity, man. I see a lot of opportunity for people like yourselves to really, you know, grab a hold of different clients, because as these, let's say plant healthcare, they buy plants here. I know them very, very well. They're not there anymore. That hands-on service might not be the same. Staff is going to probably change. The guy that's been there for 15 years is not going to be there anymore after 2-3 years, because they're going to squeeze them like they squeezed you. And that's going to give opportunity for people like yourselves to go out and really grab a hold of a lot of those clients who are happy.
And it's happening already.
Yeah.
Customers are calling the landscapers. Hey, I need you to come look at this house. They were using such and such. They're not happy. And I'll go to the house and I'll say, man, this is crazy. Like, how did they let it get
this bad?
It doesn't make any sense when you think about the reputations that they had. I only knew one of the owners of Plant Healthcare. I knew Ian. I know Ian.
That's the one I know.
Ian tried to get me to go to Plant Healthcare. Any big company, the only company that didn't give me an opportunity was 1-2 Tree. And when I met with Mark, the owner, well, the former owner of 1-2 Tree, he didn't give me the opportunity because I had a tattoo on my neck, which blew my mind, because at that point I was already licensed to do that. I mean, you're talking 12 years ago. You know, I was already licensed. And he bypassed me.
And he told you that?
Yeah, he didn't tell me, but his next guy in charge told me. He said, hey, Richard, look, Mark didn't like the fact that you had a tattoo on your neck. And I said, okay, no problem. I'm not going to say, oh, but no problem. You know, and I think I told you this. I'm going through right now tattoo removal. For the same tattoo. Yeah, and it's a process. You know, it's an uncomfortable process. You know, it doesn't feel good. But walls build when you go to a customer and the first thing they see is a tattoo on your neck. You know, that's the first thing they look at is that.
They judge.
They judge you by unfortunately, they judge. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Once I start talking and educating the customer, the tattoo by itself starts to fade away. But it's that initial wall that I have to crawl over to get to that point. With every client, you know. So
when this is part of your evolution.
No, you're good.
Yeah, this is part of your evolution. This is your past. Now you're becoming the man that you are today.
Yeah.
So that removal,
and if you feel you need to do it,
away of it. You know, fading away of the past or whatever. You know, not that it's a problem, but some people see it as a bad thing. You know, even though it's art, it's your art, it's your piece, it's your life. You know,
which is why I don't get upset when I deal with that, because I can't expect everybody to think like I think. Exactly. You know, before I started my business, I made a lot of changes in my life just because I knew how important those changes were going to be for the growth of my company. Like I was telling you, I used to have a music studio in my house. Invested a lot of money into that music studio. I like Jordans. Since I started my business, I've reestablished my collection. But before I started the business, I sold off like maybe 10 pairs of Jordans that I had that were brand new in the box. I sold off my entire studio. My wife was an avid Coca-Cola drinker. I mean, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, never failed, Coca-Cola. I don't think she touched a bottle of water unless it was handed to me. I love beer. Beer to me tastes good. People that say, oh, beer tastes like crab, I don't know. I love it, right? But in order for her to quit drinking Coke, I made a deal with her. I said, look, you quit drinking soda, now quit drinking beer. Let's do it. So she said, okay, because she didn't think I could do it. I've never been, you know, the type that I needed to drink a beer every day. I can't, you know. But when I would go into that studio,
crack open a beer.
Oh, man, crack open a box, you know. Oh, easy. Luckily for me, I've never had an addictive personality. So I've always been able to, you know, just if I needed to let something go, I could let it go. I've been sober for about a year.
Congrats, my
Thank
bro.
you. Thank you.
God bless you, dog.
Thank you. And she's been without soda for a year. At least I think so. I think so.
She's got a hidden stash.
I think so. I think so.
Sugar is like
Listen,
it's tough.
I had a buddy back in the day. His girl did not want him to drink. She was pregnant, so he would call me and be like, "Hey, bro, can you buy me cigarettes and beer, and I'll sell you." I'm like, "Dude, are you there? You're at this point."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. I can't do this, bro. What do you mean?
That's low.
Okay, because he couldn't have it on the debit card.
Of course, yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna do this, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call somebody else.
No, it's for me it was easy, man, because like I said, I've been doing this for so long. I licensed some landscapers. I have a landscaper out there that he'll deny it forever, and that's out. What it is, but he owes me about $20,000-$30,000.
Okay.
He'll never admit to it, and that's fine. That's between him and the Lord. You know what I mean? I've been dealt a lot of bad hands, so I said, you know what? I'm not doing that no more. So I said, I'm gonna quit drinking. The studio music was a big part of my life. Like what you were saying with the tattoos and stuff. Like, it was a big part of my life.
Your journey, your past.
I enjoyed it. It was a pastime, but it was something I enjoyed doing. I have there is a large underground hip hop scene in Miami, and I have a lot of love for a lot of those guys that do it and still do it. They're making big moves, and it's great. But I came to a point where I said, all right, that's it. I'm done. So I let go of music. I let go of beer. And when I say beer, I say alcohol, because alcohol never really drew my attention. Beer was the one that I would always gravitate to.
Yeah.
Alcohol, none of that stuff. And then I took the step, and it's probably the best decision I ever made, because the mental clarity of being sober, the ability to wake up, even though I've always been the type, if I go to sleep at 2 a.m. drunk, I'm still waking up at 5 a.m. to go to work. Just because I saw my dad do it,
Generational curses, baby. You're breaking them.
That's it.
You're not gonna show that to your kids.
I don't feel that no more. Like, I don't have that sluggish morning where it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have had all that beer. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have. That's gone. Like it's just.
You wake up ready
to go make this money. Like I tell my wife, I used to look forward to the weekends to getting
hammered.
Big time. Now I look forward to getting those deposit slips. Now I look forward to getting those checks.
And coming through for people. Being able to tell her, oh, honey, let's go out to eat. Come on. Yeah. My wife loves Samurai. That's her place. She loves Samurai. Bro, the triple, man. The triple.
Big time. You have
to. The triple used to be $36.
You have to. Yeah, not no more.
We were talking about that the other day.
Not no more.
Like 60
that triple has doubled. Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. And I just got my coupon because my birthday is now in August. My birthday is now in August, so I just got my coupon.
Listen, if you live in Miami, you know about the birthday coupon.
Her birthday's in July, so she just spent hers.
I know, but you gotta buy a meal to get a meal. For free.
Yeah. No. But hey, it comes in clutch when you have all these kids.
Bro, yeah, you go with the whole family. It's $300-$400.
Listen, my kids don't want chicken tenders.
No.
My kids want
a meal.
They want the meal.
They want a meal. Yeah.
They want the steak with the chicken.
They want the triple, daddy. I want the lobster on the side.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky they haven't gone for the lobster yet. But my little one, the shrimp and the steak. Oh, and she's 8 years old.
No, but that's good, man. Mira, I have a son that's 7 and twin girls that are 6.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't want them to eat from the kid menu.
Yeah.
Because the food is just frozen garbage.
Yeah.
You know, like eat from the appetizers.
Yeah.
Because the appetizer, you get a whole quesadilla.
Yeah.
You get something really good. You get chicken wings.
Yeah.
Order something like
Order
that.
some good food.
And I'm all for that. They order whatever the heck they want.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Dude, thank you. You have anything else you want to say?
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you bringing me on here. I don't know if you were going to be plugging the business info, but
everything will be there.
Yeah, if any landscaper out there, if you're having any issues and any of your properties, just give me a call.
Or you see an issue.
Yeah, just give me a call. If you're not sure of an issue, give me a call. I don't try to go in there and get to the customer. I deal directly with landscapers. I keep it at their comfort level. You bring me on. How do you want me to attack it? What do you want me to do? And that's how I do it. Don't be afraid. If you want to call me just for a question, shoot me a picture. My phone number, I'm sure, will be attached here. So shoot me a picture. Text me a picture. Hey, Richard.
Saw you on the podcast.
Can you tell me what this might be? What the issue is? What can I do to treat it? Is there something I can do? Or do I have to have you come in? Whatever the case may be. Don't be afraid.
One of the biggest things is I see you as an asset when it comes to a landscaper that doesn't have someone like you in their portfolio, where now you guys can pull them out like a sword, right? Because we're ninjas out here, right? Duking it out. So now you can be confident and tell the landlord or whoever it is that you're dealing with, you can tell them, hey, look, these plants we don't need to remove. Let me call my boy. He's awesome. He's a doctor. He's very known in what he does. And let him come over here, let him see what it is, and let's see what makes more sense. And I'm telling you, when you do things like that, guys, it stands you out. Everyone's trying to figure out, how do I get in the 20% of market share that's left? Because that's really what's going on right now, because the economy is just sucking everything out of everybody.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's rough out here. So how do you touch that market share? Standing out and being different and looking out. When you look out for someone else's pockets, that's normally how God blesses you and he fills up yours.
Yep.
So, man, dude, God bless you, my bro.
God bless you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening. If you made it to the end of the episode, you already know you can be sitting here too on this side, all right? Come and pour your heart out into the mics. We've talked about finding lack and fulfilling with abundance. This is what 2025 is, a year of respect. We said it in the last episode of 2024, and we're bringing it to the table, guys. We're going to hold ourselves accountable. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to hold this guy, Mr. Richard, accountable, and we're going to make an impact. All right, guys? God bless you. Let's go. Stay strong, 2025.
Time for the blueprint. Mindset, elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, plant in a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. Only scratch the surface, know this calling is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up. Let's grow.